it's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. We are, let's see, it is Sunday, March 22nd. Yeah. I think it's important to remember the dates as we look back at this. We're in COVID-19 quarantine, and we are having an amazing time in the garden. I mean, my bush, literally on fire. Can you see that? Yeah, this has been such an amazing time of reflection and not feeling rush, pressure. I'm just slowing down. I'm able to see little things so clearly. I'm just so amazingly blessed at what this time has given me in my garden. And I got a really neat message from an 18-year-old girl yesterday saying how she is challenged about her career path and, really confused about which way to go and really wants to go into horticulture, but just isn't sure. And then asking me, how I got started and this, that, and the other. And, those of you that follow closely know that I've done some Ask or Get to Know Laura Eubanks videos where I've gotten into my journey in detail. So I'm not going to rehash it here for you, but I did want to take a minute to talk a little bit about how I got started and to do a project with you, because now that we are all at home looking for things to do, I thought it would be really fun to do a project. And if you've got kids at home, oh my goodness, this will kill hours, people. See this little plate with little baby cuttings, blooms, leaves, doesn't matter what, as long as it's tiny. Go out in your garden or with your neighbor's permission, their garden. Collect some teeny tiny things. Grab a bottle of glue. It doesn't matter what kind. It can be hot glue. It can be Elmer's glue. It can be fabric glue. It can be cold glue. I like Aleene's clear tacky gel because it's clear, it dries fast, and it's easy for me to get at the Walmart or the fabric store. But use whatever you have at home and find something fun. Find some wacky, unexpected, outside the box thing and make a succulent arrangement with it. How? With cuttings from your garden, like I'm doing right now, and glue. You will, I promise you, never in your life experience more zen, more fun, more peace. Okay, all right, any other tiny little things? For my demonstration today, I have selected a tablespoon. Why a tablespoon, you ask? Because it reminds me of the very first thing that I ever made with glue. This is Aleene's clear tacky gel and succulent cuttings. Remember, you can use any kind of glue. But I entered a competition at the Coronado Flower Show. I didn't even know flower shows were a thing. I was so sheltered. But I had gone as a master gardener to help one year and saw that they had this section where you could bring in arrangements and get ribbons, like a blue ribbon. And I thought, oh my gosh, I could probably do something. So all year, it was kind of in the back of my head. And I was going to garage sales a lot at that time, still do, love them. And I was really inspired by this little cup and spoon combo. And I thought, well, I can do something with that. So I planted succulents in the cup, and that was cute. But I don't know, it just seemed kind of meh. So I thought, what if I glue succulents to the spoon and then put it on the saucer with the cup? And I thought, now that's original. But how do I get those buggers to stick to a spoon? So that's when I rattled around in the drawer. I found some glue, and I thought, screw it. I'm just going to glue these to it and hope to goodness that they don't die before the judging, which would have been the next day. So basically, that's all it. You take your little cutting, you attach a little bit of whatever glue that you have. And if you don't have any glue and you just have some moss or some potting soil and you want to take a container and stuff it full of moss or potting soil, you can just stuff plants right into that too. You don't even need to glue. But you're going to put glue. See what I'm doing there? I'm starting with the bigger pieces. And don't worry if they fall over or they don't stick. I like metal because it dries faster.
Could you put moss on that if you wanted?
If you wanted to glue moss on this first, you sure could, but because I am going to be planting the spoon so densely and you're not going to see the moss anyway, I'm not going to take the time to do that. But you guys, you know, when I am gluing plants to things, I go into my happy place. I'm not thinking about anything other than what I am doing. And it is a literal form of meditation. It feels so good. And you cannot screw this up because this glue takes about an hour to dry. So when you're done, you know, if something doesn't look right to you, move it. No problem. Hey, Bentley the succulent dog. I hear him hoofing. This is really what put me on the map as a designer, if you can believe that. I know, right? Gluing succulents to stuff. Deborah Lee Baldwin got wind that I was doing this, and she was so intrigued, especially when she learned that these little succulent cuttings most of them won't die. They're going to throw off roots right through the glue and continue to grow. It's so ridiculous. And she was so amazed. And then she got to thinking about what that could mean for design. You know, think about it. Think about verticals and how you typically have to use chopsticks and you plant it and you have to leave it lay flat for months on end until it roots before you can hang it. With glue, we're talking instant gratification. Now, there's no methodology here, you know. I'm not thinking about, oh, well, does that clash or does that texture go with that color or does that plant go with this or that? It doesn't matter. This is fun. This is you doing arts and crafts. And if you wanted to, you could do the entire spoon. You could run these cuttings all the way to the end if you wanted. When you finish your little creation, stick it somewhere where it's not going to get hit with direct hot sun, where it's going to, you know, be shaded. Treat these like any other cutting arrangement that you would do. They're kind of sensitive. These are very small plants. But you know what? We're going to come back and check on this periodically over the next couple of weeks, and I will show you that not only are these little plants not going to die on this spoon, but they're going to throw off little roots and they're actually going to start to grow. When I got started doing this, I was literally gluing stuff to anything that would hold still long enough for me to catch it. I made jewelry for my pets. I made a toupee for my follically challenged brother. There was no end to what I was gluing succulents on top of and to. I had a broken lamp, and I covered that with succulents. What, Han?
Scary.
Oh yeah, even wildlife. Caught a helix snail climbing up a flower pot, took it inside, took the hot glue gun on a warm setting, and I glued succulents to Gary's back, and then catch and release. I let him go. He worked his way back up that pot, and all of a sudden, he wasn't a pest in the garden anymore. He was a garden friend. We got such a kick out of seeing him all bedecked in his beautiful succulents climbing around in the garden. Now remember, my rule, I don't want to see stainless steel. I don't want to see any spoon when I'm done with this. All I want to see is beautiful cuttings. And you're going to want to go thick because these will shrink a little bit over time because the plant's going to use the water in the leaves in order to reestablish a root system. So expect some shrinkage, which means you want to go extra heavy. Remember what I say, when you think you're done, you're not. Keep going. How adorable is this? Just think about it. When this quarantine is over, your entire house could be covered in succulents. Everything, your lampshades, your husband, your pets, your pillows, your clothes, your hats, your earrings, your everything. I mean, there is no end. So I hope that you will share with me on social media, on Facebook at Design for Serenity, or on Instagram at Laura Loves Succulents. Send me some pictures of what you've created. I'd really love to see your artwork. And in breaking news, tomorrow, Monday, March 23rd, I am going to be going live on YouTube. It's the first time I've ever done this. Gird yourself from 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Basically, I'm just going live. I'm going to work in the garden. I'm just going to do what I do. So often I'm working, I'm not filming, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I were filming right now, because I stumble upon things that I think would be so helpful for you. So be sure and tune in. And I'm going to be here also to answer questions that you have as I'm puttering. So maybe you'll tune in and it'll still be live. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I think probably for as long as Hannah and Greg are willing to hold the phone. So could be an hour, could be 2, could be 3, could be all damn day. I don't know. But at any rate, I hope to see you tomorrow, Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for a little live stream. And check that out. That glue is going to take about an hour to dry. But isn't that just so cute? And wouldn't you and your kids have so much fun making crap like that? I know I did. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, with Bentley the Succulent Dog, and your succulent tip of the day. Hope to see you all tomorrow when I go live. Bye, everybody.